Oh, gee, I get to be sad now and later. You know?
What is the worst you've ever bombed?
Damn it, Mom was right. You know? I no longer love magic.
Hello, my name's Aaron Atkins. I'm here with stand-up comedian Brody Blair, who just did his first set ever on Late Night 5, the show where comedians do their best 5 minutes late night style. Let's watch the clip. Brody Blair!
Dude, thanks so much for being here, guys. I'm happy to be here. You know, I'm glad to be on this show. I don't know if you guys know this, but stand-up comedians, to get booked on a show, sometimes you just got to be funny. But other times I just book people on shows because they're fun to hang out with. Yeah, I actually got booked on the show because I brought an iPhone charger, all right? Right? I play the game, all right? I know my role. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been booked on a show where the booker owns an Android. That's how that works. I actually dated this girl, and she read a lot of BuzzFeed. She read so much BuzzFeed that she actually started to clickbait me, all right? Which is weird. Like, I thought that was just something that would happen online, but it's like way more annoying in person, right? Because like whenever we'd get into a fight, I would just be like, "Babe, what's wrong?" And she'd be like, "I'm mad at you for 11 reasons, and number 7 will leave you speechless." And I'd be like, "Okay, so what are they?" And then it would just be an ad for Black & Decker. You know, she was like, "You don't listen to me. You don't treat me like a priority. You don't own any high-quality appliances for a great price." I don't know. I recently found out that women are actually more attracted to men whose emotions are unclear. So I threw out all my mood rings. I don't know about you guys, but I love magic, all right? And that's why I wish I knew how to do it. So I don't know how to do magic, but I did have sex with a magician. And that was crazy, because like as soon as I came, she was like, "And the condom is gone!" And I was like, "No. I no longer love magic." And she was like, "It's okay, check your mouth." And I was like, she was like, "You can keep that as a souvenir." I was like, "Thank God." You know? Magic's cool again. I actually hate that black people look at me weird when I say the first half of that sentence. And I hate that after I say that joke, white people look at me weird. And I feel like Hispanics, Latinos, and Asians hate that they're not represented in that joke. So I included them. I actually have never experienced reverse racism, but then I listen to country music backwards. My mom actually supports my stand-up comedy, which is why I tell the types of jokes that I do. One time she told me, she was like, "Brody, you're going to make it in stand-up comedy," which sucks because I love to prove people wrong, all right? Like every time that you guys laugh, I'm like, "Damn it, Mom was right." You know? And it is cold in here. I should have brought a sweater. I'm actually recording this set. I record all my sets so that way I can like look back at them and see what I can improve on, you know? But sometimes when I'm recording a set, I'm also bombing, all right? And that's when I get to think to myself, "Oh, gee, I get to be sad now and later," you know? I'm also kidding. I don't listen back to those recordings because I always title it something like "oof," you know? Doesn't make me want to listen to it. It always hurts too when I listen back and that's the joke that doesn't work. I don't know if you guys know, like last year a documentary came out about Michael Jackson, all right? And when it came out, like everybody was so surprised that he was a bad person, all right? But I didn't get why everybody was so surprised that he was a bad person. Because I was like, yeah, he wrote a song called Bad. Where he says I'm bad in it. Multiple times. He says I'm bad, back to back. Like it's a confession. And then everybody's like, "Oh no, I think he's one of the good ones," you know? Let's see. I think it would really suck if you were giving an autopsy, and you found out that the cause of death was autopsy. Like, oh shit, it was me the whole time. Let's see. I have to write these jokes, guys. That's how it works. And I want to let you know about my writing process a little bit. Like, I'll think of a joke, and then I'll, like, write it down. But sometimes I'll be like, I don't need to write it down. I'll remember it. And that's when I forget it, you know? And that's when I'm 100% certain I wrote the funniest joke that I've ever thought of, you know? So you guys have no clue how funny I can be. The problem is, neither do I. I'll leave on this, guys. I was on my way over here and I saw a sign and it said, "Drive like your kids live here." So I drove away and I never came back. Those kids think I'm so good at hide and seek. They're like, "Where's Daddy?" He's winning. Hey, thanks so much, guys. I'm Brody Blair.
Wow, Brody, that was funny. You're a funny guy, Brody.
Really? Am I funny or am I handsome?
Neither. We're going to get to it.
You brought me up saying I was handsome.
You are handsome.
And funny.
I think you're handsome.
Wow,
and
so you
funny.
just flip-flopped your opinion on me.
I'm a spineless man. I have no opinions on anything. Whatever you tell me to believe, I'll believe it, Brody.
I believe in following whatever you wrote down on that note card.
I wrote down, here's what I wrote down. Here's what I wrote down verbatim. Supportive mom. Is that true? Is your mom supportive?
My mom is supportive, and so is my dad.
How do they support you, Brody?
How do they support me? How don't they support me? That's the real question. I don't know, dude. Like, they're just like...
You have a whole bit about it. What do you mean you don't know? You know.
The bit's more about my angsty response to the fact that I'm telling dumb jokes, and they support that. I don't know.
I wasn't watching it. My intern wrote all these for me.
I'm sure he did.
Just kidding. I did write these. One of my favorite bits that you did on stage today was about bombing and how you listen to your sets backwards and you don't listen to it because they're titled like "oof" or something.
Yeah.
Let's watch a clip.
Oh, gee, I get to be sad now and later, you know. I'm also kidding. I don't listen back to those recordings because I always title it something like "oof," you know. Do we understand the reference now? Cool.
Yeah, we don't even need to watch a clip on that one. I just wanted to say, just in case. What is the worst you've ever bombed?
The worst I've ever bombed?
Yeah, what's the worst you've ever bombed?
Shit. I wish I came prepared and ready for this. Now I gotta think. It may have actually been like the first time I ever did a stand-up show.
Really?
It was in a basement, and I was so enthusiastic, and like the first joke, I was like so excited to tell a joke about popping zits. And then, like, people were like, "This is gross," and I just saw people get disgusted, and I just kept going in it. And I wasn't pulling out. I was like, I have to get to the end, and I should have stopped.
Any response is a good response. Silence is the worst thing.
Oh no, it was silence, and they were all making like that face.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not. I've bombed but that's like why I wrote that joke, because I bombed so many times. I'm like. You gotta get something out of it. I bombed so much that I actually wrote a joke about it. They say write about what you know, and I know bombing.
When you first started doing stand-up, other than this zit joke, I have two questions.
Okay.
First of all, where did you first start doing stand-up? Second of all, where did you write the most jokes about? Because we all got one subject that we were like, this is my identity, and we just joke all about it.
Interesting. Okay, so I've started out doing stand-up at the University of Michigan. I was in the stand-up comedy club. I worked my way up to becoming the president of the stand-up comedy club. No big deal. You are
corporate climber.
Yeah, exactly. Corporate climber. And then, material that I joke about most. I don't know. Recently I've had a lot of jokes like just about comedy, but like very
meta.
But like
very postmodern.
No, it's not meta. It's like in a very relatable sense. Like a lot of my jokes have been like about that. I would say like
be both though. I just want to say.
I would say this though. Like a lot of my jokes, it's not like I focus on a specific topic. It's more that I like focus more on. I'm kind of like doing like wordplay or like something like that. So the topics might vary, but like it's kind of the similar like style where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna joke about, or the joke is gonna be just like a twist about the words as opposed to the actual material or the feelings that I have behind it.
Yeah, you're definitely like a joke comic, and I know that to a lot of people that may not know comedy, that's kind of an oxymoron. But a lot of comics just try to go up there and be like, oh, I'm just a funny guy on the spot, I'm just ranting. But you are very joke oriented, very set up and knockdown. What do you do every day to write jokes, specifically to sit down and write? This is the setup, this is the knockdown. What do you do?
I just write like nonstop. Like
really?
I like when I'm at work, I'll find any minute to just type on the computer and just write out as much as possible, and it's not good. It can be good, but like a lot of times I'll just be like, I'll think something's funny, like I'll think like shit, what have I thought of that's like funny recently? I'll just think of some subject that's funny. I can't think right now. And then I'll just like
funny.
I'll
That's
write
why.
I'll write around that and I'll try and make it funny. Then I'll have an idea that's completely unrelated to that. And I wouldn't have thought of it if I wasn't like writing down. Like I think of that joke because I was like just like in the zone of like just free writing, and it's completely unrelated.
You know, it's really interesting because a lot of people, like, you know, in writing and in any performance art, is that the hardest thing to do is to write.
Yeah.
It's really easy to, like, you know, send emails, do all this stuff that's related to ego, but writing is such a difficult thing to do. So it's interesting that that's.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if you watch, like, if you listen to so many people do stand-up or interviews, I don't want to be pretentious, but like, so many people are like, writing's hard, so I don't do it. So I just come up with it. So I'm like, well, if everybody else is just doing comedy this one, I was like, maybe I might try and write jokes because nobody else is trying to write jokes.
Genius.
Do
Brody
what people
Blair,
aren't doing. I'm a trailblazer.
The joke writing comic.
I'm a trailblazer. Doing
That's
what
his
people did
shtick.
in the fucking 50s.
Very vintage. Brody's niche is
I'm
that
just
he
going
writes
back.
jokes.
If you go far enough in the future, people will think storytelling is cutting edge again. Like that is.
That's my goal. I'm not going to get into myself because this interview's about you. Brody Blair, everybody, on Late Night 5, outro.
Hello, my name is Matt Banner. I'm one of the producers of Late Night 5. If you enjoyed what you just saw, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And if you laughed or even exhaled out of your nose while watching the stand-up comedy set and you were like, hey, that was kind of funny, check out our page on Facebook, on Instagram, at Late Night 5. And watch one of the live shows. It's every third Friday of the month at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago. They're a great time. You saw the videos. The comedians are funny, okay? So come out, watch them. Late Night 5. Peace. That's all I have to say.